Welcome to week 4, and we are going to continue Word this week, and I'm looking at the agenda to see what we're going to be doing. So some of the things are similar. One of the things you're going to do is the grader homework in my IT lab. We talked about that before, how you would do that. If you go to your modules and you go to the week 4, you have your grader homework. Remember, you can do this multiple times, and you want to make sure that you're getting a higher grade on it. So if you make some mistakes, you can go to your summary report and fix those. If you don't remember how to do a grader project, I went over how that was done in the week 2 presentation, so you'll want to go back over that. You're going to be doing your reading and the Word Chapter 2 interactive video tutorials, and then the hands-on exercise, skills-based training for Word Chapter 2. So there's 3 of those. The other thing that you're going to be doing is the memo letter. So I'm just going to go to the assignment real quick. And what you're going to be doing, you're going to be creating a letter using the business letter format. And you are going to save this and email it as an attachment to me. Do not use your Canvas inbox. You need to use your MTC mail in order to do that. The text for the letter is here. So this is all of the text that you're going to type in. Do not use the text that's in the memo letter handout, because that's not going to give you what you want. But you are going to use that memo letter handout to figure out how you're going to format that letter. So I will just open this and show this to you. And we are going to be looking at the business letter format. So there's some things that you're going to be looking at. Reference initials are always put on every letter. They identify the person who typed the document. So you are going to key your initials in lowercase, followed by a slash, and the file name of your document. So this would be BW if your initials, and letter 1 would be you did a file save as and save this as letter 1. Enclosure is also something you might add if you are putting something into the letter. So it could be tickets, a brochure, something like that, but there is something that is put in with the letter. Now, if you've stapled it to the letter, it's an attachment. If you've just put it in, it's an enclosure. The C colon that you're going to see just means that a copy of that letter is being sent to another individual. So this page is the business letter. So it's an example of a business letter using block style. Some things I wanted to point out on it. The page is centered vertically. And I will show you how to do that. If it says that there are 4 enters, like between the date and the inside address, then you would hit the enter after you type the 4 and 14. That would be 1 enter, and you would hit the enter 3 additional times then, so that you would have a total of 4 enters. So here, between the inside address and the greeting, you would hit the enter once after the zip, 1 more time to leave 1 blank line. Notice that there are blank lines in between each paragraph. This is the body of the letter. Then you have your closing. So we have sincerely, again, the enter 4 times so that you have 3 blank lines, room enough for someone to sign, the person's name and their title. And then this is where you put your initials in lowercase, name of the file. If you have an enclosure, put it there. If you don't put it in. And if you're sending a copy, put it here. If you don't have a copy, don't put it in. So you're going to be doing that, and if we look at our practice letter, we do have a copy. The letter is from Malcolm J. Davis, who is a management consultant, and then when you put the closing thing in, it's your initials and whatever file name you save it as, which should be practice letter underline your last name, your first name. And there is an enclosure. So all of that's put in. Now, a couple of things that you may want to know about Word. I'm going to go into Word. And when you start with a blank document, there's some default spacing that's in there. And that is that you will have extra spacing behind each paragraph. That's going to cause you problems. So when you go ahead and you type the date, and you hit enter, and I have my show height on, notice I have extra spacing. That's not going to work. So one of the things I'm going to do is, before I even do any of the letter, or if you've done the letter, you can just select all the text. I want to use this no spacing style that's here. That'll turn off all the spacing, and I won't have that happen. So that's 2. So I have a total of 4 enters, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my inside address, and I would put all of that in. So you would continue your letter that way. Now when you're done, you want to center the letter. That's done under Page Layout, and just launch the Page Setup dialog box and go to the Layout tab, and you will change the centering here in vertical alignment, which is in about the center of that tab. And that's where you will change that vertical alignment. So what that'll do is it will immediately center the page. Now you can do that before you start, but what you should know is things will just keep moving around a little bit funny, so that might throw you off a little bit. So that's the one thing that you'll be doing, creating that letter. It should look like the letter in the handout. So that's what you're going to be doing this week. And again, if you have any questions, email me.